Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating meditation technique that's designed to unlock deep relaxation by completely bypassing your analytical mind. We're going to explore Deva Vani meditation, which is a really unique practice that temporarily suspends all the normal rules of language to help you access a profound sense of inner freedom. Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the burden of meaning, exactly what Deva Vani is, the incredible benefits of spontaneous sound, a step-by-step guide on how to actually do it, ways to overcome common challenges, and finally, the true essence of this freedom.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the burden of meaning.
Think about your daily life for a second. Almost all of our communication is heavily controlled by the conscious mind. We're constantly filtering our thoughts to meet social expectations, right? We carefully pick our words, we measure our tone, and we follow all these strict, unspoken social rules. But there's a huge hidden cost to all that constant censorship. Because we're so busy managing exactly how we express ourselves, a lot of our true emotions just stay locked up. They remain completely unexpressed. And over time, that mental tension really accumulates into a heavy burden. Basically, our unconscious mind never gets a chance to just speak freely, because our conscious mind is playing the role of a really strict bouncer at the door. So on one side, we have our everyday reality. It's tightly controlled. Everything has to mean something, but it ultimately suppresses our deeper feelings. Deva Vani meditation offers a total contrast to that. By engaging in spontaneous, literally meaningless sounds, we get to just drop those rigid daily rules. Without that constant heavy pressure to make sense, your expression becomes playful again, and that triggers a really powerful emotional release.
Which brings us to Section 2. What is Deva Vani?
Let's clear something up right away. These spontaneous sounds are absolutely not a singing exercise, they're not a public speaking drill, and they are definitely not a language activity. We are talking about vocal expressions that happen entirely without conscious planning. You aren't choosing words, you aren't crafting meanings, instead you're just allowing sounds to arise naturally and flow freely. You're completely bypassing that habitual overthinking mind to finally create some space for the deeper layers of your psyche. So, when you actually sit down to do this, what does it sound like? Well, you might find yourself making soft syllables, maybe some gentle humming, flowing vocal tones, or even totally invented words that sound like a language you've never heard before. And here's the absolute golden rule you have to remember. There is no right or wrong way to sound. None. The sounds literally do not need to make sense. The whole point of the practice is simply allowing the sounds to happen rather than trying to deliberately perform them. Moving right along to Section 3, the benefits of spontaneous sound. Now, this is where it gets really cool. Just look at how dropping the need for meaning directly impacts your well-being. When your analytical mind finally softens and takes a back seat, your natural creativity actually increases, leading to way more flexible thinking. And as that exhausting pressure to make sense completely disappears, your nervous system can finally just let go and deeply relax. When you let sound flow freely, you are physically releasing the emotional tension and frustration you've been carrying around. And finally, when you stop constantly interfering with your own expression, you naturally develop a really profound sense of inner trust and openness. Okay, let's get practical. Section 4, how to practice. Before you just jump in, a little prep goes a long way. Find an environment that's quiet, comfortable, and this is crucial, private. Privacy is going to help you relax so much more because you won't be worrying about anyone overhearing you. For your posture, sit on a chair, a cushion, the floor, whatever works. Comfort is way more important than looking like a rigid statue. Just keep your spine reasonably upright and let your jaw stay loose. If you're a beginner, aim for about 15 to 20 minutes. As you get more comfortable, you can bump that up to 30 or 40 minutes, and experienced folks often go for a full hour. All right, here's how you actually start. For steps 1 through 4, close your eyes and just deeply relax. Take a few slow breaths and actively release the tension from your face and shoulders. Step 2, enter a receptive state. Drop every single expectation. You literally have nothing to achieve here. Just imagine you're listening inwardly. For step 3, gently allow completely meaningless syllables to just bubble up. Start super simple, maybe a gentle la or an ooh, make it effortless. And step 4 is massive. As the sounds keep coming, fiercely resist the urge to create meaning. Do not translate them, do not interpret them in your head, just be with the sound. Building on that, the final 5 steps take you a bit deeper. Step 5 is a mindset shift. Become the listener. Feel like the sounds are happening through you rather than you forcing them out. For step 6, just let that flow deepen. Maybe it gets rhythmic, maybe it gets fluid, just don't judge it.
In step 7, simply observe any emotions that pop up. Could be a laugh, could be sadness, could be a huge wave of relief. Let them be there without fighting them. For step 8, as you're wrapping up the session, don't just stop cold. Gradually return to silence. Let the sounds just naturally soften and fade away. And finally, step 9. Sit quietly with your eyes closed for a few minutes to really integrate the effects before you jump back into your day.
Next up, section 5, overcoming common challenges. So I can almost guarantee you're going to ask yourself these exact questions when you try this for the first time. Wait, does this sound completely silly? Or am I even doing this right? Or is anything actually happening? Listen, these are just the incredibly common initial reactions of your conscious mind freaking out a bit and trying to grab the steering wheel again. Let's just validate that right now. Feeling self-conscious or a bit awkward at first is entirely normal. It's going to pass as you practice more. The real trick is to not try too hard to perform or make special mystical sounds. When those judgmental thoughts inevitably pop up into your head, just sort of nod at them, don't get attached, and keep going. And hey, if spontaneous sounds don't happen immediately, don't sweat it. Be patient. Start with those simple syllables and just ease your way in. So when should you actually do this? To get the absolute most out of it, try practicing in the evening, right before sleep, or maybe after a wildly stressful day. Think of it kind of like unscrewing the cap on a shaken-up soda bottle. It acts as an amazing pressure release valve, helping you process all that built-up emotional weight so you don't end up carrying it into tomorrow. And finally, we arrive at section 6, the essence of freedom. Ultimately, Deva Vani isn't just about giving you another chore to cross off your daily to-do list. Like this quote says, it's a fundamental shift away from our totally exhausting habit of constantly doing and controlling everything. It shifts us towards simply allowing and witnessing our own unconscious expression. It's really about giving your inner life the space it needs to finally take a breath. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to carry with you today. What hidden stress or accumulated frustration or even incredible untapped creative talent could you finally unlock if you just gave yourself permission to stop making sense for exactly 15 minutes? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really encourage you to find a quiet spot later and just give it a try for yourself. Catch you next time.